When something is important enough, you do it despite the failure. It is crucial that you remind yourself after relapsing. Why did you even allow semen retention to be your way of life? Why did you commit? This will clear up a lot of the negative notions that we accumulate after the despair of relapsing. Your why will keep you strong when the post-nut shame becomes overwhelming. You committed to semen retention because you wanted to change something, to uncover your true self, or wake the beast lying dormant inside you. Or realize a great dream. Well, guess what? Failing once does not mean anything. We are not seeking perfection. If you demand perfection from yourself, then you will live a life filled with disappointment. Humans are the very embodiment of flaws and imperfections, and that is precisely what makes us beautiful. Realizing this will remove some of the burden off of you, as you will relieve yourself of perfectionism, because this is how we are. But the mark of a great man is not that he does not fall. It is that he falls, but gets up, relentlessly and endlessly. Till he is buried in the ground, or he wins. Another demon that is very subtle, but contains the most heinous innuendo, is the nihilism that you feel after relapsing. Almost overwhelmingly. Which is the feeling that nothing has any meaning in the world. What the hell am I even thinking? I am not good enough. I cannot get better no matter how hard I try. And so on and so forth. Nihilistic thought seeps into our mind and we gradually cave into despair. Consequently, jerking off even more. Just like any other addictions. When addicts relapse and they do not have the capacity to fight nihilism, they overdose. They go to the extreme to numb the barrage of nihilistic thoughts as they are unable to cope with the reality. So, the first step is to identify the nihilistic parasite inside us. And then we can suppress it and acquire our mental fortitude back. Once we have the demon of nihilism tamed, the next step is to identify the patterns that led to the relapse. There is a famous concept in the rehabilitation from substance addictions called HALT. This idea is explained beautifully by Captain Sindbad in his video. The link is mentioned in the description, so do check it out. HALT is an acronym for hungry, angry, lonely and tired. When we are in any of these aforementioned states, we are highly susceptible to relapse. As all these states clearly indicate a form of weakness in our defense. Basically, we let our guard down in these states. So, analyze your relapse moment. What was the dominant feeling that led to it? HALT also indicates that either we are in the state of overwhelm or we have excess of free or unproductive time on our hands. Being overworked may cause us to become impatient, thus leading to some instantly gratifying activities which are easy to come by. And being lonely leaves us in a nihilistic and depressed state, and we look for an easy escape in the form of porn, fast food, video games or any of the sort. Identifying the patterns that led to the relapse is imperative, as it will make it easier to prepare a counter-strategy for it in the future. We often blame a certain trigger, like viewing a highly sexualized ad or post on social media. But in most occurrences, we are at a weak point mentally when the trigger is able to tip us to the dark side. Once you are aware of the nihilism, post-nut depression, and the pattern that induced it, the next step is to immediately override these emotions with something positive. As just being aware is not enough. So, to avoid being overwhelmed by negativity, do something constructive, like go for a run. Or hit the gym and go absolutely all out in your workout. This will aid the release of all the frustration and anger built up inside. It clears the foggy perspective and immediately makes us feel better about ourselves. Not to mention that working out directly correlates to negating depression and it causes the release of good dopamine. That is, it is one of the healthiest way of releasing dopamine, as you have done hard work that is optimal for your mental and physical health, so it is well-earned reward. Which is satisfying to the bone. Working out creates more testosterone which is then responsible for the genesis of semen. Thus, it will compensate somewhat for the loss of semen due to relapse. The next and final step is mental conditioning. Seeking content that firms your belief in NoFap and the power of semen retention. Seek videos like this that show you exactly what is going on and how to deal with it. You may find great comfort in finding out that this has happened to majority of men who embarked on this path. So, you are not alone. And it is part of the journey. We rise and we fall but we do not stop fighting. As the real tragedy is only when you give up entirely. Realize that it will not be a perfect straight line and there will be highs and lows. But in the end, you are attempting something that is exceedingly difficult to pull off in this hyper-sexualized modern world. So, it is okay to fall out of line sometimes. But identify the pattern and actively try to beat it the next time. Knowing that you are in the minority will give you great comfort and make you proud. Do not leave this club of greatness because of a single mistake. Your greatness will slowly reveal itself to you. It may take some time, but it is coming for sure as long as you stay firm. This video is always there for you if you ever relapse. And this channel will continue to guide you to be phenomenal. We refuse to be denied, we refuse to surrender.